Good morning, Bob with Thermo-King. Simple operation for a Thermo-King unit. This is referred to as your HMI. It's an SR4 controller. Simple keys, easy to follow instructions on the HMI screen. Upper left-hand corner is your on-off switch. Give it a soft push. It'll take about 20-30 seconds probably to fire up. It'll pull up the PK emblem, of course. And then it should say configuring system, please wait. It's just going through the injectors, getting everything warmed up, ready to go. There should be a buzzer noise to warn you, just in case you have your hands inside the unit for a technician or somebody looking at the belts or anything. Don't want to take any fingers off. Give it a few minutes or a few seconds. You can hear the fuel pump, if you can hear the clicking noise. It's priming the system. And then it says diesel engine starting, and gives you a heads up. There's the buzz-in noise, giving you a heads up. Hey, I'm getting ready to start. Move your hands out of the way. And there it's running. Okay, to change the set point, the soft key below the set point would push it. And then the up or down key. It's currently set to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Minus key will change it down one degree at a time. If you hold it down, it'll really start jumping. Negative 20 is as low as it'll go. If you hold the up key back to wherever you want it at, as you can see, if you hold it, the longer you hold it down, the faster it goes. I believe it was set at 0. So once you get it where you want it to go, what set point for the way bills, you would hit yes to OK. Yes, I want to change that temperature. So then it's programming the new set point. If you do not hit the OK button, it's going to throw an alarm code 127 for a set point not entered or confirmed. So always make sure you hit it to select what temperature that, yes, that's what I want to do, is change my temperature. Your off key is below the on start key. The upper right hand corner would be your defrost if you wanted to run it through a defrost. That would be upper right hand key. And per the weight bill, whether you want it in cycle century or continuous mode, that would be this button. So it's programming continuous mode. And it'll tell you that. So now it's in 0 degrees, set point, continuous mode. With the current temperature, it's dropping 39.7, 39.5. Again, per the way bill instructions. So there it is going into high speed. So bring your menu button. Push the menu button. Pre-trip alarms, gauges, sensors. Scroll down. Those are all your different options. Okay, so we're going to show you how to, if you run out of fuel and you need to reprime the system, if you come to your main screen, hit your menu button, and then scroll all the way down, hit the down button. After you've added fuel, you can see where it says prime fuel. You no need to call out a technician to get it started, but you can hit, after you got it highlighted, hit the select button, and it's got an electric fuel pump only in the precedent C600 units that Hill Brothers has. And it's going to ask you, do you want to prime the fuel system? You can say yes, or the start, hit the soft key below it, and it will prime the fuel system and pull fuel from the tank up to the unit. Now this may take 2 times to do it due to the length of the fuel line being probably 24 feet, 25 feet to get all the way to the unit. So, and then it'll attempt to start, but again, it may take 2 times to get all the fuel all the way up to it. We know this one runs and it's not out of fuel, so I'm going to go ahead and exit that, but I just thought that would be a good one. The Hill Brothers other units, the older models, anything below 399 will still have to be hand primed. At this point, we're going to do a pre-trip. A pre-trip allows the unit to do a self-test function of all the electronic features within the unit. And to get to the pre-trip from your main screen, you hit the menu soft key. The top one is pre-trip, so you can hit the select soft key to run it through a pre-trip, and it'll pop up programming pre-trip mode. Again, it's there to checks how much refrigerant's in the system, if the ETV electronic throttling valve, everything's working. Dampener door, it goes through 100 different inspections of the unit and does a ensure that it's safe to load and good to load this piece of equipment. So I recommend doing this all the time. It's always good to know. So it's programming the pre-trip mode now. It'll take a couple minutes, not a couple minutes, but 20-30 seconds to program it on what it's going to check. And then it'll pop up and start going through it. Now this can take about 20 minutes to run it through a full pre-trip. And if it does not pass, it'll give you alarm codes that the technician could refer to tell you why it didn't pass. If it does pass, it'll tell you it pre-trip passed. So the first one, it says a non-running pre-trip, so it did a sensor check, a run relay check, and here's kind of the bar up top of how much time it's got left, but there's your fresh air door. If you listen closely, you can hear it opening and closing. And after it'll fire up and start running. So it's liquid line economizer test, but it's going to go through a bunch of different tests just to make sure that the unit is good and going. While we're here, I think this would be a good time to show you how to look at alarms, maybe how to clear an alarm. If it does run out of fuel, it's going to throw you alarm code 63 and 84. So maybe we should walk through that real quick. By me canceling out this pre-trip, it's going to give me a alarm code, I think it's, if I remember right, it's alarm code 28 for pre-trip abort. But we're going to close this out and disengage it, and then when we pull it back up, it should give us an alarm code for abort. So we'll show you how to clear any alarm codes. So let's turn it back on. Give it a second here. I'm hoping that it gives me the alarm code. It's going to take a few seconds. So it's got alarms present. A 28 for pre-trip abort. So the screen is blinking off and on, letting the driver know, hey, I got an alarm code. This is what it's going to be like regardless of what alarm code you get. And then your, I call it you can see it out of your rear view mirror, signal saying, hey, something's wrong with the unit. So to look at an alarm or clear an alarm, you can hit clear from here, but you already know it's alarm code 28 and pre-trip abort. It could say 63, 84, 26, 32, gives you several hundred alarms. But that's the point that the technician is going to want.
is that number there? What number is it? He's going to use that to help him diagnose it. So if you have to talk to a Thermo King dealer or whatever, you can tell them what it is. But always attempt to clear it. If it's something 37 for low coolant, you can always add coolant yourself or whatever the service team recommends for you guys to do. But to clear it, just hit the soft key below it. It says clear alarm, and then it's clear an alarm. This is going to turn white. It's going to say 0 of 0, no alarms. Hit the exit button, and then it's going to configure and attempt to start. Depending on the severity of it, of course, it's got low oil sensors, low coolant sensors, so you don't blow up a motor, anything like that. It's going to alert you time and time again until it just won't run anymore. And then the diesel engine's going to start since we did a pre-trip aboard. The pre-trip is a really good item if you're going to drop it off at a customer. It just ensures that, hey, the unit's running the best that it can, the way it's supposed to, the way it was designed. And if it gives you an alarm code, call the service team and let them recommend what the next step is. Okay.